In a push toward achieving net zero by 2050, the UK has been engaged in a variety of policies and actions toward achieving its goals. One of those actions is the push toward cleaner transportation. And as part of that is the push toward electric vehicles. There has, however, been a divide among major auto manufacturers as it relates toward the transition to electric vehicles. Some automakers have pushed back against the transition to electric vehicles, while others have advocated for it. In September 2023, the UK introduced its Zero Emission Vehicle Mandate, or ZEV Mandate. The mandate is part of the country's broader environmental goals, as well as a major step toward reducing carbon emissions in transportation. The mandate requires automakers to sell an increasing proportion of electric vehicles, or they face heavy fines. However, several automakers are not on board with the ZEV mandate. Hello everyone, thanks for checking out this video on cleanearth.io. My name is Mark Weich. Before we continue, please consider hitting that like and that subscribe button. By doing that, you're really helping us to grow our platform as well as improve what we do here, and we simply appreciate it. Transportation contributes a significant portion to the UK's CO2 emissions. In 2021, 26% of CO2 emissions in the country came from the transportation sector. 91% of that number came from cars and taxis. By 2024, 22% of new cars sold in the UK must be zero emission. That number increases to 80% by 2030. Now, this mandate significantly impacts automakers. It requires them to invest in new technology as well as change their production processes. Several automotive giants have weighed in on the mandate. Toyota, Jaguar Land Rover, and Nissan are seeking delays to the mandate, while on the other hand, Volkswagen, Tesla, and Ford are advocating for the mandate, citing the urgent need for EV adoption. As part of its green policy, the UK had plans to ban the sale of internal combustion engine vehicles by 2030. But after some controversy, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak pushed back the ban on internal combustion engine vehicles to 2035. The mandates for zero-emission vehicles still remain, however. Automakers' responses to the ZEV mandate rules were heavily redacted, with some pages blacked out entirely at the automakers' requests. There are, however, some key details that reveal the automakers' arguments against one of the key policies from the UK as it relates to reducing carbon emissions in transportation. This really reflects the uneven progress that automakers have made as it relates to the transition to electric vehicles. Some automakers feel that they will be left out entirely, while others argue that they simply have not had enough time to adapt their plans to make electric vehicles to meet the transition. Toyota, the world's largest automaker, but notably behind in the transition to electric vehicles, has expressed serious concerns about the UK's ZEV plans up to 2027. Now, Toyota is a leader in hybrid technology, which includes a gas engine and a battery. The company is arguing against a ban on internal combustion engines to protect its auto facility in the UK, which produces hybrid vehicles. Jaguar Land Rover has the most auto manufacturing facilities in the UK, but the company has only introduced one electric vehicle to date. The company has plans to introduce an electrified Range Rover, but this vehicle comes 5 years after the introduction of its Jaguar I-Pace EV. The company has expressed serious concerns about the UK's ZEV mandate, saying that the targets outlined in the mandate are unachievable. Stellantis, parent of automaker Vauxhall, has expressed similar sentiments against the mandate. They also have requested delays to the mandate, with Stellantis saying that the mandate should go into effect in 2025. Smaller automakers like Aston Martin and McLaren have been exempted from the rules until 2030. These regulations, as it relates to the ZEV mandate, still present challenges for those automakers. Aston Martin is considering legal action against the ZEV mandate for what it considers to be unfair regulations. The automakers who are seeking a delay in the rules successfully lobbied the UK government. The government has granted some flexibility and provisions that allow the automakers to miss ZEV mandate targets for a given year if they sell additional vehicles that meet the targets in subsequent years. On the other hand, automakers like Volkswagen, Ford, and Tesla argue that the rules are achievable and that it is necessary to accelerate the development of electric vehicles. They argue that the UK government should set more stringent standards for automakers to sell more electric vehicles. A few major automakers have weighed in support of the UK's ZEV mandate. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said that the current rules are insufficient to drive more than organic market evolution as it relates to the transition to EVs. He said that while the targets might look like a stretch, he said those numbers will be easily surpassed. Ford expressed a similar sentiment. They said that many automakers are capable of meeting the targets and that those who are currently lagging will adapt their plans to catch up accordingly. And he also said that automakers that simply are not in a position to make the transition can rely on trading certificates to make up for any gaps as it relates to meeting the ZEV mandate. German automaker Volkswagen, the world's second largest automaker, said that the targets were ambitious but generally feasible. So what do you think? Do you think that the UK is taking the right approach with its ZEV mandate rules? And also, do you think that there should be delays in implementation of the rules? Will these rules accelerate the development of electric vehicles as well as the transition to electric vehicles? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Thanks for checking out this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like button. And if you didn't, let us know how we can do better. Also, for more content like this from us, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video soon.